following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 1.
And welcome to the continuation of T4 Jackpot June here for the 2025 MRE UNO tournament. We have finally split from the split 64 and we have entered into the tilt 32, the second round here of Jackpot June, and we've got a lot on tap here today, a lot of high-seeded play getting ready to take place in this one. One thing, just to give a little thing out of the way here, a little caveat, you're seeing an incorrect title, but I'm flying solo here today in terms of the stream, and so we'll just have the title get updated a little bit later on, but you're tuning in here today to kick off what's going to be a plethora of matchups as we have a 2 versus 7 seed Yepez taking on Nam, and both these individuals with very impressive resumes going back even to 1 year ago here in T4. As you take a look here in the Spades region, record so far this tournament, 4-2 there for Yepez. He was able to take down Eric Monaco back in the round of 64. Close battle as Nam was able to top Captain in a 4-3 victory, and maybe an important factor in all of this as well, you go back to 2024 here in this fourth tournament, runner-up finish for Nam. You can see their careers in the round of 32, pretty impressive as well. A lot of accolades, a lot of medals on both sides. Of course, a Super League champion in 2023 for Yepez. For both of these individuals, an opportunity to not only advance into the straight 16, but also continue to build their resumes here in T4. Coming up here as well, the winner of this matchup, they're going to be facing off against the winner of Brian versus Charles Sanford. Brian with an impressive upset victory over Ed. Sanford able to handle Ace Rogers in a best of 7. They'll play Monday next week at 2 p.m. to take on the winner of the matchup here today. And as I mentioned, it is a plethora. It is a full house, if you will, of matchups that we've got here leading into this afternoon and the evening hours. 3 of our number 1 seeds will be in action here today. We've got back-to-back-to-back streams for you, as after this one at 1, we've got the 1 seed Nick taking on number 8 seed Background in the Hearts region. Clubs region sees their number 1 seed Myth taking on 8 seed Yoshi at 3. Abian and Arya, the 3-11 seed, tonight in the Clubs region at 7. The Spades number 1 seed Mac Johnson takes on the number 8 seed Hockey at 7:30, and then 9 p.m. this evening in the Hearts region, number 4 Tapir taking on number 12 DJ Curtis. A big reason why we've got a number of our number 1 seeds going up against some matchups here today is because they had buys during the round of 64. Now as we enter into this round of 32, they are in action, and we'll see at least 2 of the 3 here this afternoon. Heading down here to the table, we've got Nam in voice chat, Gio, our referee. Yepez not able to join us in voice chat, so his questions will be typed and his answers will be typed back as well. So now while we have the question being asked here for Yepez, I'm going to ask you, coming into this one, Something that I was looking at in KT's pre-match notes is the fact that both of you guys seem to really like it in the upper tier, like the opportunity for being able to get a lot of ammunition and everything. I talk a lot about how it seems like when you're playing against somebody that has similar styles, it's like playing against your clone, and sometimes that can make things easy, sometimes that can make things difficult. How do you think that's going to be here today, as both of you seem to like that upper tier? Do you think it's going to make it easier for you in this road to try and get into the straight 16? I'll tag Yepez here. I'm not sure he's seen the question that I had there for him, but basically asked Diego. He comes into this matchup looking to also build up his resume against an opponent that has high tier starts, and does he plan strategy accordingly? And with two of these individuals here that like that higher tier start, they're both going into each other's comfort zones. So we'll have to see who blinks first. We always talk about timing. That I think is going to be an important factor into this as well. Who does that first kill shot, and of course as well, as you can see with our turn indicator and everything, with Yepez being the higher seeded individual, he would have the first two home games. Nam would be on the road. So as we've seen in the round of 64, if you're on the road, you want to at least get one of those two victories in the first two games. Nan says, of course, enjoyed the upper tier. Have to see how playing with another upper tier opponent will shift the match flow. Have to consider my card starts very carefully, since Captain gave me a new perspective into the low tide. So yeah, that will be interesting to see here as well. Obviously, as mentioned, both of these individuals are very comfortable with the high tier start, but depending on situations, we get later on into a game, maybe you're up 3-1, 3-0 on somebody, maybe you change it up, maybe you go to the lower tier, test your luck. I don't know. We'll see if these drivers, or these individuals, I'm sorry, rather shake things up in terms of their strategy, in terms of their looks. Hopefully Diego is there. He has not answered back here on the question, but a reminder once again, 1 p.m. later on this afternoon. We've got Nick versus Background, and then we've got Myth versus Yoshi at 3 in the clubs region. Those are the 3 stream games we're going to have here today. Jesse Turner going to join me on commentary for that 1 p.m. Broadcast, and then I believe KT is going to try and get back and join me for the 3 p.m. broadcast. We're still waiting here on Diego. I'm not sure he is there. Let me just let me tag him again just to make sure. He said he was here. And again, just letting everybody know that if you're tuning in right now, you're seeing an incorrect title. Not sure exactly how to fix that, and so you are tuned in to Yepez versus Nam. We'll just get the title of the stream corrected once the stream is over. Hopefully we have everything sorted out when we have our stream at 1 p.m. I'm on scoreboard now. I've got scoreboard handled as well. Pulling multitasking here today. Riding solo on commentary, pulling the scoreboard, doing the stream. I guarantee you I will mess something up at some point during the course of this series, but we'll hopefully, yeah, we'll hopefully have it run smooth here, but no promises, definitely on my side. Looks like Diego is still not there. We do know that he said that he wasn't expecting to be back until 3 minutes from now, but then we saw him check in at the 10:55 mark, so I thought he was going to be there. Yeah, he says here at 10:56 that he couldn't voice chat, which is fine, but it doesn't look like he is there, and he's not seen these last 2 pings, so we'll, I guess, give him a couple of minutes here, see if he gets here at the originally scheduled 11:15. So we'll show you once again on what's coming up here later on today. You see highlighted in the yellow, those are the streamed games, and then we've got 3 games later on this evening from 7 to 9. as Mac Johnson, one of our #1 seeds, going to be in action at 7:30, and bookended by a 3 versus 11 seed in the clubs region at 7 and a 4 versus 12 seed in the hearts region. Last game of the day at 9. It's a pretty packed weekend here, as we've got 6 games here today. We've got multiple games on Monday as well. I know that I'm scheduled for at least 2 of them, so Tilt 32 in full force for sure here in T4 and Jackpot June. Give about another minute here, see if Diego is there. If you look at, once again, at the turn indicator here, if you're new to this style of Uno playing, highest seed gets the first 2 home games, lowest seed gets the next 2 to try and draw it back even, and then it goes 1 apiece here. It looks like Diego is there. All right, so we're going to get rolling here in just a minute. We'll see if he's got an answer for the question, and looking forward to facing Nam. It'll be a hard challenge. There you go. Short, sweet, to the point. I think it's going to be a challenge on both sides of the table here in this one. An opportunity to advance into the straight 16. Only one can move on. All right, we'll let Diego know he's got the call here on the first game. We'll see what he goes with. Okay, Diego says he's having internet issues. All right. Hopefully we are able to get work through there and get this game going. Yepez going to have the first call. We know it's going to be high tier. How high do we go? Do we go the lower high tier, around 12, 13? Do we go full send? I am aware of that there, but I didn't have anybody here to notify, and so I figured we're just gonna roll with it. And like you said, edit the title and description later on, or you could do right now, either or. So yeah. Figured that probably would just be the best thing to do. That way we can get started on time, especially with the fact that we've got 3 back-to-back-to-back games here. Yeah, I appreciate letting them know there, Nam. Alright, so we'll wait and see what Yepez chooses here. As he said, he's having internet issues, so he may not be seeing these messages right away. Might be taking a little bit of time for them to flow into his feed. Give him ping on this, maybe. See if that works. The beauty of technology. It's great when it works. Yeah, that would be my guess. We did get started pretty close to on time, so we do have that little bit of a buffer, and potentially, well, no, I was going to say potentially we'd have to move the Nick background match back just a little bit, but I don't think we'll necessarily have to do that. We should get this done in the, hour and now 40 minutes that we've got allotted. We should be okay. If this was a best of 9, then I'd think, ooh, we'd be cutting it close. But being a best of 7, we should be fine. Of course, depends on. I can't imagine trying to sort through a hand and play cards if you've got having internet issues. So I'll have to see. Also depend on how fast the game goes, since Yepez will likely play slower. Yeah, that's the thing too, right? With the internet issues. Based on his feed. We take some time for him to be able to see what he's got and everything. Probably take some time to see what cards get played. But we'll try work it through here, see if we can get this first game rolling, get this series rolling. As I mentioned, we're going to have 3 #1 seeds in action here today. 2 of them will be on stream later on this afternoon. Again, because we were in that round of 64, #1 seed in each region gets a bye. They get to kind of wait in the wings and see who they're going to take on. And little ironic, it would seem, that all 3 #1 seeds that are playing today, Hearts, Clubs, and Spades regions, they're all taking on the #8 seeds. All right, Yepez is going to try to restart his router. See if that fixes his issue. Or, as the text came in, his router. Or router. That will hopefully fix his issues, as we're just in a little bit of a standby here, waiting to see if Yepez can get his internet issues sorted out. Alright, looks like G-Man got the title changed on the stream, so appreciate that. So we are good in that regard. Hopefully we don't have the same issue. If you're watching this, G-Man, I would keep an eye on when we have the 1 o'clock one as well. I don't know if Jesse's got access to the YouTube channel to like edit stuff or not. I know you do. I know KT does. I know Short does. We've had this issue quite a number of times here so far. Here in June, and I think we had it towards the end of May as well, where I have the correct stream key and everything. We've confirmed this, and it will either bring up where it's doing the test stream title like it just happened here, or it will start broadcasting onto a different game. Oh, okay. Yepez says he's good. 14 cards. All right, we'll get this start here. So just under a full send, but it'll then also sometimes go to a game that's not scheduled for that actual time. So if you're seeing this here, just keep an eye on the 1 o'clock stream. It may end up doing the exact same thing. So here we go. We're starting things out. Let's get rolling here in this best of 7. We begin with a +2. So choices here for Diego if he wants to maybe put Nam way back on the back foot, but instead he'll just cap it off, play it cool, and we will start in yellow with a yellow 4. 14 card start, so a lot of ammunition more than likely allotted to these 2, but who gets the most ammunition and when does one use it? Do you use it in the early going, risk the possibility of the return? Do you use it middle portion to try and set up for a finish, or do you try going for that kill shot at the very end? Of course, look maybe for that that chain. We've seen individuals have 4, 5, 6, 7. We've even had an 8-bagger finish before here in 2025. So do not count that out, as now I'm going to play 0 sugar in yellow. Oh, and a swap off of the yellow into the green off the 0. You don't see that very often. Now the question here is, I would be shocked with 14 cards. Is this Diego iced out in yellow, or is he searching? Nam will play it cool here with green as well. So 2 of the zeros off the board. As we have 2 of every card, with the exception of 0, only 1 0 there. A little double play by Diego. Already had the 1 card advantage, and now he'll increase that advantage. Nam will play the green 6. Yepez looking to get back to the 2 card advantage here. Do we stay in green? Do we light switch again? That swap off of the yellow 0 to the green 0, that was interesting. Because if Yepez did have more yellow, why did he make the initial swap over to green? I mean, maybe to get to that skip, to be able to get the double play, to be able to establish a little bit more of an advantage, potentially, don't know. Especially with the higher card starts, it can be a little bit difficult to get a read in the early going when you have the light switches. Sometimes it's a case of trying to search, trying to find a weak point on the other side, try and find a color you can ice them out, but at the same time it could also be trying to serve your own purpose of getting to a color where you've got a lot of ammunition that you want to use. Yepez taking his time a little bit here. Might still be having slight internet issues here. Don't remember. We have a lot of people that have rapid fire gameplay. I'm not sure if Yepez is one of those that plays a little bit slower or not. Ten cards to Nam's 11. Yepez gets the next play. We'll see. I think he might be dealing with internet problems once again. The router restart worked for a moment. Yeah, I just checked and looked, and it looks like Yepez is offline actually too, so he may have 0 internet right now. This one's a new one for me because normally I have somebody with me on commentary, and probably we're taking some time off the log because of the internet issues. Probably, yeah, I would say so. Uh, I'm usually the guy that just like he'll bring up a stream, he'll commentate, he'll have somebody with him. I'm not part of administration. Oh, okay, so KT's getting ready to type something here. You got 10 minutes. Okay. Can help fill air at least on text. Okay, yeah, that'd be great because that's all that we can basically do right now. All right, I'm gonna just type it to you here. No, it's just I don't know what to do in this situation. Like my initial thought process is, just keep going, wait it out. I don't know what the parameters or what the criteria is in this type of a situation outside of just waiting and hoping that Diego gets it sorted out. Like I don't know if there's a certain. Yeah, that's the thing I'm not sure about. Like I don't know if there's a time limit that we go to if Diego doesn't have it sorted out, that it then gets rescheduled or something. I don't know if we wait it out and then push the 1 o'clock back. I don't know what the situation is. I mean, I know that obviously if we push that back, we have to push the 3 o'clock one back. We don't have any other stream games after that. I mean, if we ended up having the other three later games streamed, then obviously that would cause a whole bunch of a problem. I don't know. I don't know what the protocol, what the situation is here. If you give somebody a certain allotted amount of time to be able to get back in before a reschedule or whatnot, or what the case is. Because that's the only issue I'm having here. Because with doing the solo stream and everything, that's one thing. That's fine. But I'm not sure about what to do in this type of a situation. Because like I said, I do commentary, I do stream, whatnot, but I'm not administration. I don't know what the administrative call is in a case like this. Let me check and see if Diego's even gotten back online. Nope, he is still on offline status, at least according to my Discord. So he has. Either he has zero internet right now, or he's just not on Discord at the moment. Because I'm looking right now in the offline section, and he's there. And that was after doing a router restart. Looked like we had him for a brief moment, and now he is offline. So we'll wait this out just for the moment. See what the call is for all this and everything. See if Diego is somehow able to get back into this. While we're waiting for the situation to resolve, we'll have the schedule showing here to show the upcoming games today. Again, based off of whatever happens here with the situation we're dealing with right now. If you just joined us, Yepez is having some internet issues. He was having them before we started. He restarted his router. We were good. Let's see. Bring up while we fill air top 10 in Super League standings. Where do I find that? I only had notes for this game. I didn't have notes for Super League. Oh, Diego's back. Diego is back. Okay. He's back online status. All right. Crisis averted, at least for the moment. And here we go. Okay. Right. Let's get back into the swing of things here. Looks like, ooh, got a chain. Little trips play there with the skips into the blue. So it looks like Pandora's box going to be red, at least for the moment. The only color we have not been in. All right, so we'll call that the halftime show, even though it was at the beginning. And there it is. Pandora's box is open with the light switch into red. So we visited all 4 colors here in this first game. Oh, and look at this. Maybe a KT Classic with the KT Blue Wild. Looking for an ISO play. Yepez had blue in reserve. The number efficiency as well. Had the blue 3 to bring it back over. And now Yepez with a heat check of his own. With the Ashley Red Wild, and Nam had some in reserve. So a couple of heat checks thrown, neither pay off. Couple of wilds that go by the wayside. That could have maybe been used for later, but I like the play. Like I said, in this type of a matchup. Oh, there's a wild +4 though, into the yellow. This will be a huge drawback for Nam, and oh wow, a finish. Look at that. Had the +4 chained into the yellow +2, and that's going to be it. Nam trying with the Uno call out, but little late. Game 1 going to go to Diego. As he closes it out there with the +4, +2 in yellow. It was a god hand. Certainly looked like it was. A lot of ability to be able to light switch and still have a lot of ammo there at the end. Nam, I mean, obviously, kind of have to take that one, right? I mean, as Diego said, had a monster hand and everything. We saw you try the heat check there against him. He tried the heat check there against you. A lot of similarities in style of play there. Do you have ammunition as well on your side that you were setting up for, and it just kind of came down to timing? One reverse and one skip, considering Yepez's hand can't do much. Yeah. Yep, I get that. That's one of the things that we see that's kind of odd with the higher tier starts is sometimes it is lopsided. And, oh wow, yeah, you can see right there. Green reverse, green skip, lots of numbers. Just that one wild there trying to ice out. Yeah, that's a tough opening here, especially with the 14 card starts. Use the wild too early. Well, I mean, maybe not. In the moment, I kind of like the play there, both with the heat checks, trying to find that color they could ice the other one out of. But smartly, both had that color in reserve as well. All right, I don't think I really have any questions. Pretty much anything that I would have had to ask, both Yepez and Nam answered right there. So let's get game 2. Let's see. You had one too. Pretty sure we'd gone to Draw City. Well, you had the +4. Oh, yeah, probably. So that +4, a big difference maker there at the end. Diego goes up 1-0. And Gio letting Diego know he's got the call here for game 2. Just can't use 14. Let's see what Yepez goes for. I feel like he's going to probably go 13. We'll see. Yep, there it is. Well, not 3. I think he means 13. 3-card start. Yeah. I think we'd break the bot if you tried that. 14 minus 1, my favorite math. Yes. I don't know. Now there's some small part of me that wants to see a 3-card start in Uno. We saw back in the round of 64, we ended up seeing, 2 5-card starts and 1 6-card start in a series where there was no drawbacks. Somebody just ended up finishing out those games with no drawbacks. I want to see somebody do that with a 3-card start. They just get 3 plus 4s. If that's the case, we have to look for a new bot. Bot would clearly be broken. So we started out on another action card. We were on a yellow +2 to start game 1. We're on a red reverse to start game 2. Did I just say game 2 twice? Game 1 was the yellow +2. And then game 2 here are the red reverse. So action cards to begin these first 2 games. We'll see what Diego decides to do here. He didn't play off the +2 at the beginning. We'll see if he plays off the reverse here at the start of this one. Or does he just cap it off again? He'll cap it off with the red 6. And Nam with the quick light switch into yellow. Both these two utilized the light switch quite a bit back in game 1. Looks like they're going right back to flicking the light switch once again. Half off for Yepez. Nam a couple floors lower with the yellow 1. And Yepez brings us back higher towards the top floor. Light switch, though, over into the green off the 8. We'll see background in action a little bit later on here at 1 o'clock. As his card gets played right there. The light switch into the 8. 0 sugar for Nam. Oh, and now Nam iced out on red. Yepez with some options here. Does he continue to run? No, he'll give a little bit of a let out there for Nam as he swaps it over into the blue. Nam will run with that. That almost says to me maybe both of them now iced out on the red. Light switch into the green. Oh, we are starting to get into some interesting territory here as we're continuing to run numbers. Yepez down to 6, Nam down to 4. Now make it, or to 8 rather. Make it 5 now for Yepez. Nam iced out again. 5 cards left. Could this be a finish with 5 cards left? Oh, it could very well be. Yepez taking his time here. Nope. Caps off with the trips play. Ends on the 9 in green. 2 cards left. Nam still iced out. Yepez for check. Maybe for finish. Does number efficiency work for him here? Does he have a 9 to swap off of? No, he has the 9, but instead he'll finish it out with the +4 instead. A double shot to close it out. The +4 again at the end of this one. He did have the blue 9 for number efficiency should he have needed it, but didn't need it at all as he had the bridge with the +4, and he'll go up 2-0. Nam says he was trying to save ammunition. Doesn't look like quite as monster a hand. Well, not quite as monster a hand for Diego as it was back in game 1, but he has the green skip, the green reverse. He still had the +4 as well. Got the right number combos. Did you have any +4s there, Nam? I know you were really low on ammunition back in that first game. You only had, what was it, a skipper reverse and a regular wild. Did you have any +2s or any +4s there and just save them a little too long? No +4 still. Wow. So with high card start, ammunition has not been strong on the side of Nam, but he'll get the homestand here. Down 2-0. Looking to at least draw this series back 2-1. Maybe with these next 2 homestands, bring it to a 2-2 series. And Nam's going to make the call for 10. So we'll go for a little bit lower high tier. Or higher mid tier, I guess. I don't know. Would 10 be considered lower high tier or upper mid tier? Probably, I guess. I'll adhere to Geo. We'll call it upper mid tier. And first time, we are not going to start with an action card. Take 3. I feel like we need one of those, no, it'd have to be from Movie May 1 month ago. One of those, what do they call them for when they say take 2, click, they call clappers or something? I forgot what they're called. Little double play there by Nam. Reverse into the 9. Yepez will run in the red 7. So for Nam, trying to establish the possession here. Gain the advantage to be able to draw this back 2-1. Both individuals still with a power play. You got to wonder, being up 2-0 with Diego, if he ends up having the hand and gaining the possession advantage, would he consider using the power play to try to go up 3-0? There's the blue 5, JT, Jesse Turner. He'll be joining me on commentary for our 1 o'clock broadcast here, featuring Nick and background. And Nam iced out on the blue after the double play from Diego. Oh, and now Diego says, aha. Oh, well, that's the reason why. We're going into Draw City. First time that we're going to be taking a little tour through Draw City. And that's his first draw of the series. Wow, he's right. How about that? Took 3 games. And 27-ish cards before a draw there from Diego. Oh, little top deck for both. Blue 5 for Diego, blue 6 for Nam. Is that enough to get a late switch? Yes, it is. We'll get into the greens. So, little pass through Draw City as Nam. Little double play there. The +2 into the 9. Again, trying to establish the possession. Open it up there to 2 cards. Yepez going to try and draw back at least 1. There we go. Plays the green 3. Another double play with the green +2 into LaPlante. Happy birthday to LaPlante today. I believe he is 29 years old, if I remember correctly. Yepez with the green 7. And Nam iced out in green. Can Yepez start drawing it back here as Nam was up 4-8. Now it's 5-8. Double play. So now 5-6 advantage. Now draws even 6-6 with the draw by Nam. And Yepez has to draw as well. And we'll go back into Draw City. Draw City in the blue. Now Draw City in the green. Ammunition used there in the mid portion of this game. And now a top decker there from Yepez. Nam still iced out. Can Yepez find a path to another color here with the 2, or are we going to continue Draw City on that side? We are. Draw City continues. Yepez finds a way out with the Ashley Red Wild. Opening up the door now for the opportunity to run in a different color, but little ditto play there from Yepez. After that lengthy Draw City in green, Yepez now at 7 cards, Nam at 10. Yepez with the possession advantage in this game 3, up 2-0. Nam trying to get one of those games back here on his first homestand. And now Nam taking a little bit of time here. He's got quite a number of cards. One has to wonder what there was on the Draw City on both sides. Also an opportunity to kind of look at the card history here and what one plays. We've not run in yellow at all, just noticed right there with our card history. And drawing is Nam. Yepez will run in red, and there's the light switch into blue by Nam. Yepez will go half off. Light switch into yellow here by Nam. Nam trying a lot of looks here, a lot of light switches, trying to maybe search for a second color, see if maybe Yepez has a two-color hand. Both iced out on the green, as we know. 0 sugar for Yepez. Keep an eye on the table there. Yepez down to 4 to Nam's 9, but now that's going to be a moot point as the double play with the +2 is going to bring Yepez back to 6. Was Yepez get on that draw 2 is the question. We always talk about the risk of the return on ammo cards, the +2 and the +4. Answers right back. Yellow +2 as well. Capped off with the 5. Nam will play it cool with the 3. And Yepez iced out on yellow. Now Nam going to be able to run a little bit here. Yepez still iced out. A ditto play. Nice play there by Nam to make sure that Yepez will still be iced out unless he gets a top decker with an 8. Maybe get to light switch it over to a different color. Maybe picked up a wild. We'll see. No immediate draw here, so he might have gotten something. He did. He got the +4. +4 into the red 4. And now Yepez down to 4 cards remaining. Nam set at 10, but look at this. Answers back. Does Nam with the wild. Puts it back to yellow and sends Yepez back into draw city. Little double play there from Nam. Keeps it in yellow. Yepez still iced out. Nam trying to draw back even here, but now he's iced out in the yellow. So we're iced out in yellow. We were iced out in green. I was going to say, we might have some green to play, though, with the +2s and +4s. Nam does have a green. He'll bring it back over with the green 5. Yepez also has some green to play. So, yeah, with the return, I believe we have some green now to play when we were iced out into draw city earlier. +4s and +2s on both sides. Got a lot of green, it looks like, there on those returns. Nam going to be the first one out, though, on that color. Let's see if Yepez is also out on green, or does he have a little bit more to be able to play? Maybe number efficiency to get over to a red or a yellow. Have we been in yellow at all yet? Little double play there with the reverse. When I checked before, we hadn't been in yellow at all. Okay, we have been in yellow. Yeah, we ran in yellow. Oh, look at this. +4 answer back there in the red. Didn't run in yellow before. Yeah, I knew that when I checked we hadn't run in yellow before. Light switch over into the blue by Yepez. Nam at 4. Can he draw to 3? Does he have blue? Oh, he didn't have blue. He uses the wild to get over to red. Does Yepez have an answer for it? He does have red. 0 sugar in the red here for Nam. Nam now down to 2. Yepez at 5, now to 4. Nam for check. Maybe for a finish. He's at check with the DJ Curtis 5. What does Yepez have? Plays it cool with the red 2. Is this it? Red 8 closes it out with background. Nam's going to draw back 2-1. Well-needed victory there for Nam on his first homestand. Nam, obviously, a lot of ammunition on both sides. Kind of had to rely on the color advantage, I guess, there at the end of this one. There's a lot of back and forth with the answer backs on the +2s, the answer backs on the wilds, and the +4. Nam putting his name on the board. Indeed. Didn't think he had only reds. I mean, Nam, obviously an important game for you to be able to win here on this homestand, but a couple of times playing from behind, pretty much it came down to timing on using the ammunition. And then Diego is on our voice chat now, so I think I can verbally. I think he heard me on the commentary with one of his answers there, so I can ask him verbally here. Diego, giving up a game here, but it was pretty even if we kind of look at the gameplay on both sides here in this game 3. Is this one of those games that you don't necessarily mind giving back, now being still up 2-1? And with now having Nam in the win column, do we start to consider, even though it's an away game, do we start to consider the power play here in the upcoming game 4? Was waiting for the wild +4s, then it would pull the trigger at the wrong time. Gotcha. Nam says got the timing down with the wild, knew the 0 and the 5 with all the 5s except the red played on the card wouldn't be able to switch off. Okay, smart. Yeah, that's a thing that a lot of people, I think, myself included, have yet to really adopt into their strategy, is remembering that card history is actually there and is available to be able to plan strategy accordingly. So smart there by Nam. Take a look at the card history, realize that if I end up playing the 5 here, there's no way he can swap the color off here unless he has a wild or wild +4. So very smart there by Nam, utilizing the card history to his advantage. Now, momentum shifts. Nam's got a little bit of pep in his step here, looking to draw this back even with his second home stand. So far, everybody that's been at home has won. As Gio lets Nam know, no 10. Nam will go 1 up at 11. So now I'm looking to draw even to a 2-2 series. Yepez looking to go up 3-1. Yepez trying to get the first away win here. As, how about this? We're 3 for 4. 75%. We've started on an action card. We started on a +2. We've started on a reverse. We start on a skip. Game 3 was the only one where we started with a normal numbered card. And just like we have in those other previous 2 games where we started with an action card, we're just going to cap it right off with the bow tie yellow 2. So 11 cards start. Opportunity for ammunition, but on the same time, low enough that you may have to just rely on number efficiency as we are going back into the light switch. And again, look at this. Little self-dedo from Nam, bringing it back to the yellow after Yepez wanted to traipse into blue. Yepez is all right. We'll play in yellow then. Little odd numbers there. The 3 to the 5 to the 7. No 9 as it's a draw here from Yepez. And we're iced out on both sides. Oh, 1 down there on the top deck draw by Yepez. Nam still iced. Yepez looking for a swap off with the 6. And he'll find it. Into the M blue. 0 sugar. Bottom floor there for Nam. And Yepez will bring it back up halfway. 1 floor down for Nam to the 4. And doubling up is Yepez. Swap over into the red. Yepez looking for a double play. 5 cards left before that skip was played. Trips play. He'll bring it down to 2. Does Nam have an answer back? Little trips into a ditto there for Yepez. Oh, what an answer back! Double play with the +2 into the draw. Gains the advantage by 3 cards, but into the draw. Risky to go into yellow, as both individuals, at least moments ago, were iced out in said color, and Yepez still iced out in yellow, despite the 6 stack that he got right there. And we're going to be drawing for a bit here, I believe, as Nam iced out on the yellow as well, but great play there. Not only to get the stack 6 cards, draw Yepez away from 2 cards to the finish, but also puts him back into draw city with Nam having the advantage. Oh, Yepez might have something here. Did he top deck a +2? Maybe a +4. Nope, instead it's going to just be the wild. KT wild into blue. And Nam iced out in blue, so now 2-color hand for Nam in the red and green. Yepez going to run in blue for a while. Got to avoid, oh, little top deck there. Top deck ditto by Nam. And Yepez brings it to the red. And Nam has some red in reserve as well. Zero sugar there for Yepez. Light switch off the yellow, off the zero into yellow. Does Yepez have yellow as well? He does not. So Nam was iced out on yellow, but yet he's still got yellow. So I don't know if that was a top deck that he got there on the zero or not. And there is potentially a finish. There it is, the quad finish. The wild +4 into the skip reverse meta closes it out with the 7, and Nam indeed ties it up. Still, nobody has been able to win on the road. 4 for 4 on homestands. We've knotted this up 2-2. Nam, a lot of ammunition that you were able to work with there. Two questions for you. Number one, did you kind of fade off of yellow there? Was there some yellow you had in reserve that you just didn't play when we saw you draw on it? Or was what we saw, like, specifically there, that yellow 0, was that a top deck draw that you ended up getting immediately? And then secondly as well, I mean, being able to draw this back even 2-2, important here for you on these two homestands. Now, how much pressure does that put on you here, going to be on the road for this crucial upcoming Game 5? And Diego, for you, obviously now, we start to get more into the conversation of when to utilize the power play here. Now a 2-2 series. You do have 2 of the 3 final homestands here. Should we get into a Game 7, I mean, the statistics right now are saying that with you having a homestand, you'll be going up 3-2 in this next one. But we've definitely seen, at least it appears, a little bit more even on the ammo, maybe slightly tilting towards Nam in these final 2 games. Where do we look here for Game 3? Do we continue in the upper tier, or do you think that maybe we start trying to look a little bit lower? Had a finish with the wild +4 and a green 6 before the +2s. But didn't think should have used the power play. Okay, interesting on that. So he did have a finish before the stacked +2s. The yellow 0 +4 ended up helping a lot. Can't believe the luck when he played that red 1. Or the red 0. So yeah, need that light switch to get the 0 gone, and was able to find it. And 100% had something. Yeah. So smart there by Nam to do those stack +2s, like I said, especially to go into yellow and make sure that they were going to go into a draw city as well. Continue to draw Yepez back, as here we go. No, we're not going any lower. We're going top floor, full send here for Game 5. So let's see how this works out. Rubber match of a best of 5 here, knotted 2-2, and a 2 will kick us off in blue. Expect a little bit of time before the first card played. With a 15-card start, you got to look at everything that you've got in your hand and try to formulate a strategy. Usually there's not a plan A in a 15-card start. You usually have to have a plan B, plan C, I don't know, maybe a plan K. We're immediately light switching into the red. So keep that in mind. Let's remember blue. We started in blue there with the initial card play. And we immediately swapped over there. Self-ditto, or not self-ditto, just a ditto play there from Yepez. And now light switch into green from Nam. But let's see how long it is before we revisit blue once again. Boy, the light switching is fast and frequent here in the early going of this one, as we're now into the yellow. Looks like we'll stay in yellow for a while. Okay, not a long while. Back into the red goes Yepez with the DJ. Red 5. Trips play here, bringing it into green from Nam with the double reverse. Yepez, 1 down. And now Nam brings it back to blue. He'll do so with the wild. We started on blue, went immediately to red. Now we're back into blue. Yepez maybe trying to answer back that trips play And he will. Trips play of his own. Skip into the +2. Blue 8. Yepez now with the possession. Yepez iced out. And Trips play. Oh, maybe more. Oh, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Is this a finish? Oh my gosh, it's a finish. Hold on. How many was that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bagger to close it out. Double skip into the Trips +2, Wild +4, ending with the blue 2. That is crazy. Oh, 8 bagger. Okay, I saw only 7. 8 bagger to close it out in an on-the-road Game 5. Double reverse. Yeah, wow. That is nuts. Another +4 off the +2. Wow. Look at that. That is crazy. Is that off the initial draw? 4 reverses. Wild +4, 3 +2s. Good lord. Okay, that's not even a monster hand. That's a Godzilla hand. Good gracious. And there you see what Yepez had off the start as well. Just the skip and the +2 there to kick things off on the full send. Wow. I mean, Yepez, nothing you could have done really in that regard. Monster hand on the other side. Now you started the series up 2-0, now 3-2. Going into a Game 6 here. And Nam's got a homestand, so the pressure is definitely on. Nam obviously now got the advantage here, and you've got the power play. Both players have the power play in reserve as well. We haven't seen it done, so now it'll be interesting to see, does Nam maybe think about using the power play offensively to close this series out? Does Yepez think about using his power play defensively to make sure that this thing goes into a crucial Game 7? We'll have to see. Game 3 was a must-win for Nam, almost a must-win for both individuals here in Game 5, and now it's a must-win for Yepez going into Game 6. See the watch party chat. Okay. All right, so we're starting with 12. Nam looking to close this thing out.
Both these players really like the high tiers. Nam getting the edge of these last 3 games. Will he be able to get that 4th in a row?
There we go. Yep, got Yoshi joining me here on commentary. Appreciate that, Yoshi.
Yeah.
All right, we're into green.
Let me see similar numbers. The 1s and the 3s here. And I think that's a 4 as well. Yep. Okay, we're switching as well.
We're playing a little poker now. We've seen this before back in the round of 64. Okay. Is that a self-ditto there
this is
from
wild.
Yepez? Yes, it is.
Oh my god. So, yeah, similar
Threes,
hands it
ones, and
seems from these
fours.
two.
Okay, there's some different numbers. Okay, I thought we were just running with 3 1s and 4s the whole thing, but 6s into 7.
Quick switch.
Yep. Both these individuals have done a lot of quick switching here today, and it's helped them in one regard, it's hurt them in other regards, leaving them open to a color that somebody else may have necessarily wanted.
This is the moment where Yepez needs to because he's gotten these big runs, and at 5 cards it could have been over right there.
Answer back, double play will eliminate at least half of that +4. Does Nam.
So yeah, we go
Answers
back to
back.
yellow.
Now Nam. Yellow 5, 5 cards left. Yepez, let's see what he got on the return of the +4.
All right, yeah, tries to force the draw. It does work.
It does work. Look at that. Now trying to see if he can draw back even. Smart there on the blue
Yeah.
0. Very difficult to light switch off of that.
Yeah, we see these players liking to save their ammo to the end, but no, Yepez knowing the situation where he has to make sure Nam can't win. Using him earlier ended up being the strategy, and now we see how the game changes.
Top deck there from Nam. Let's see if the 7 opens the door. Nope, no light switch for Yepez, but
As
Nam
for
has
Nam,
the
though,
light switch though.
let's see, Yepez have anything left? I mean, I think the +4 did help, so I think this could still be doable. Oh, but there's the switch into red. Unfortunate number. Yepez maybe trying to switch out. Oh, well, we got a +2. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yep. So at least draws Nam away from the precipice of winning. Maybe potentially as well eliminates a power play that could have been utilized one turn later. And now we're into Draw City.
Yeah, it's a big moment now. Both players looking to get the cards they need, and this could definitely determine the game.
It's looking pretty similar to what we had back in Game 3. We both had pretty similar ammunition. They kind of fired back at each other, and then we ran in Draw City. I believe it was in 2 different colors. And it looks like we're kind of doing the same here. We did it earlier in was in blue, and now we're doing it in red. Oh
Wow, and the zero
wow!
switch.
So I believe, is that all the zeros utilized if we use the green 0? No, green 0 is still out there.
Yeah, I didn't think they had the green 0, or they played one. So, but yeah, that card could definitely be something to watch out for. But both these players are still kind of a little bit far back. Yepez trying to make sure Nam stays back there, +2.
Yeah, at this point, Yepez has to be all gas, no brakes to make sure he
Right.
can try and draw this back even to a 3-3 series.
Ooh, and this is gonna be for the finish, I'd
Oh!
assume.
With 7 left, what did he draw back? What has he got? Here we go. Starts reverse. Go obviously double reverse. Oh no. Reverse skip meta. Double skip. Ditto skip.
Oh
Trip
my
skip.
goodness, yeah.
Down to 3.
Ooh, another
Ditto
one, okay.
skips again, this time in green.
Yeah, I mean that's all you need, just the reverses skips and see the 5.
Number
Just another
efficiency.
5,
Here it
yeah.
is. Yes, into the JT, the LaPlante to the JT. The power play used to draw it 3-3. Smart there by Yepez.
Yeah.
Use that power play, chain together those 5s to close it out, send it into a crucial game 7, which he will have the homestand in, but he will be down by a power play.
Yeah, I think if you have a finish where you need the switch that you need, like that's 100% power play usage. Like, I think Yepez is not going to be upset with not having it in Game 7, and um, he's been in this situation before. He could easily get the win here, so Nam's got to be careful still.
Yepez saying he's lost the last 3 Game 7s or Game 11s, which is interesting because we talked in the preface of this game back in the round of 64. It was a 4-2 victory for Yepez. It was a 4-3 victory, best of 7, crucial Game 7 victory over Captain for Nam. So he's been there more recently and been on the winning end of it. We'll have to see, as Yepez does have the advantage here with the homestand, but Nam does also, though, have the power play available, which could be the tilting point here in this final game of the series. Winner goes on to face either Charles Sanford or Brian N. We'll see who it's going to be here. Final game of this best of 7. Yepez has the call. What are we
I
going
mean,
for?
well, we could see the full send
I'm
again.
almost thinking it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you read that right. With it still available, not winning that full send before, has it in his hip pocket to use again. Yeah, ending with fashion. Here we go. No better way to cap this one off.
So this, but the problem is this was the game where Nam had that monster hand, and it's the only issue with that I see with picking this.
It's a great point.
So
Another action card we start off with as well. I believe we've now had 5 of our 7 games start with an action card. And interesting how we got to this game 7, right? Both
yeah,
home games at the start, one at home. Next 2 home games, 1, but the last 2 have been 1 on the road.
for sure. Yeah, it does get interesting in that sense. We seeing the change of momentum.
Nam with the initial light switch into red. It's a question of how much ammunition there was off the start. You mentioned that monster hand that Nam had when we had the full send before. Had all the reverses, all the +2s, had a wild +4. Be amazing if he doubled down and got a hand like that again.
Yeah. All right, getting into green now. Just trying to slowly get all these colors played.
We're sifting out the numbers.
Yeah, Nam played his own card, and now Yepes plays his own, and that
Ooh,
is not the right card you should be playing there. It's probably yellow 7. There you
it
go.
is. Okay. I was going to say, that, I don't know if he has a yellow 5, but those type of little mistakes, they can come back to bite you. And there you see Yepez.
For sure.
Not going to let him run in yellow just in case. Gets it over to red.
Yeah, you'd think that he's got to be holding on to yellow at least a little bit, and now we're seeing just both these players kind of running the down, both managing to get to 8 with no draws.
Start getting into this territory, you start seeing the ammo
Oh boy.
cards coming out. Okay, so Yepez is going to move. Oh, wow. Interesting. He
Ooh.
brings it to yellow, but Nam says, nope, I want to go over to green. So maybe he didn't have that yellow 5.
Yeah, okay.
This is usually where we
Oh,
start to
the
see
green
those runs,
5.
though.
That might have been the card he missed. Oh, well now Yepes is
Oh,
stuck.
this is huge. This is huge for Nam. Yepez still iced out. Remember, Nam still got the power play. He's down to 4.
Yeah, he's beating it up. He sees it in sight, but goes for the yellow switch. It doesn't work.
And Nam had yellow in reserve. Ditto play.
Oh,
And,
whoa.
oh, he didn't even need the power play.
No, you did.
Oh wait, did he have the?
Uh,
Where? Oh, there it is. I didn't even see it. It got lost in all the typing. Hits the power play, and then trips the reverse skip into the 6 to close it out.
yeah, faded that yellow really well.
He did. He really did. I thought he had the yellow 5 there, but that must have just been that he was actually going for the yellow 7. I almost wondered, though, with him playing that yellow 5, if he did have more yellow, which indeed he did, and closes it out in said color. Second straight series here in Jackpot June that Nam is able to win the crucial Game 7. And as Yepez says, just can't win a Game 7. When it gets into that later tier of the series, Nam just does not be able to find the luck. As there you see the game log, and man, All upper tier. Nothing in the single digits. We ran full send twice. And now I'm able to, on both the full sends, be able to come out on top in game 5. That kind of helped be kind of the rubber match in the best of 5. And then the game 7 to close out this series. And now he will wait to see who he's going to take on, whether it's going to be Charles Sanford or Brian N. That won't be determined until Monday at 2. Yepez, I'll start first with you. I mean, obviously, great play here in this one. I said coming into this, it kind of seemed with both of you being up in that upper tier range, being comfortable up there with the high card starts, that we were more than likely going to see this thing be two individuals playing against a clone of themselves. Did you get that feeling here, and did that make things a little bit more difficult to play? No. Okay. And then Nam, obviously, it was hands central. Yeah. I mean, Nam obviously getting the better there on that best of 5 with the full send. Had to work for it a little bit more here in this game 7, but having that power play to be able to call back on, how did that, in a sense, kind of change up what your plan was here for the end of this 7th game? And center for both parties, excluding game 3. Yeah, we're both, for the most part, were limited on ammo and had to go into some major draw cities. We're waiting for Nam's answer. We'll show you here. There is the Jackpot June Spades region. Nam going to move ahead into the straight 16. Brian and Charles Sanford, 14 versus 6 seed on Monday to find out who is going to be taking on Nam in this next round of the Jackpot June tournament. And we'll show you the schedule coming up here in just a few moments as well. I was having flashbacks to me versus Brock after game 6. Had the win next turn. Yepez using the power play, gave me the opportunity to play more aggressive with the cards, allowed me to run down the numbers. Yeah, I mean, we see a lot of times individuals, they are put in a box, Yoshi, where, you know, in the case of Yepez, you're down 3-2. You have to draw this back 3-3 at least, force a game 7. He played it at the right time, definitely, to make sure that at least we got into that final game, but it's such a killer when you're not able to call back on that and you know that you're in that final game.
Yeah, it is unfortunate because, yeah, if Yepez could have, he would definitely have saved it to game 7, but the circumstances just, there's no, you really can't trust, oh, let me get to Uno and then hope that Nam, like, it's just not, it was definitely not worth not using the power play there. And I feel like, so Yepez can really know that, okay, I at least played the best I could have. I think, given that Yepez was drawing on the green, it seemed like this was checkmate, assuming he didn't draw green on that last one, because if Yepez drew, Nam still had the win because he was able to switch into yellow with the 3, so it seemed like, I thought he, like, messed up and faded, and it was like a fade, but maybe that was Yepez's only option other than to draw again. So it seemed like he didn't have much to work with on green, and that kind of spelled his end in this one. But I think, yeah, the way that these two played was, very, very on point. I didn't see many mistakes from either. It just came down to playing the right colors at the right time and forcing the opponent to draw, just getting yourself into that finish that you're looking for.
Yeah, we saw, as you said, we saw a lot of light switching there, a lot of ability of whittling down the numbers and then having that ammunition at the right place, right time. And I kind of go back as well to the end of game 6. We talk about patience. You had that run that Yepez was able to have that 8-bagger to close things out. He didn't use his power play until very late in that run, and credit to Nam to not use his power play defensively at that point and potentially not have it for game 7, which ended up being a. Did you use it before you started the run there though? I thought you ended up. Okay, I thought you ended up doing the reverses and then the skip and then you did the power play. Okay. I didn't realize you did it beforehand. All right. So never mind there. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a voice. But congratulations to Nam on moving on. So Nam can now use power play. Okay. So congratulations to Nam. He's going to be moving on into the straight 16. This is the first of a trifecta of games we got coming up here today on the MRE UNO YouTube channel. Coming up at 1 o'clock in the Hearts region, it's a 1 versus 8 seed background taking on Nick, who had the bye back in the round of 64. He'll be in action, as will Myth in the clubs region, who was also on a bye in the round of 64. He'll be taking on Yoshi, the 8 seed, at 3. We've got another trifecta of games that are not streamed going to be taking place later on this evening, as in the clubs region, number 3 seed Avian going to be taking on the number 11 seed Aria. 7:30 seeds Mac Johnson, number 1 seed in the Spades region, taking on 8 seed Hockey. And in the Hearts region, to close out the evening at 9, it's number 4 seed Tapir taking on the number 12 seed DJ Curtis. But the two highlighted in yellow games that you see there, those will be coming up here this afternoon in about a little less than 40 minutes. You'll see Nick versus background, and then following that, Myth versus Yoshi. But that's going to do it here for our first game of the day. Number 7 seed Nam topples the number 2 seed Diego Yepez to move on in the Spades region. Thank you all for tuning in. My thanks to Yoshi for chiming in here, helping me on commentary these last couple of games. Gio, our referee. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you at 1 o'clock later on this afternoon as we continue on today's games here in the Tilt 32 Jackpot June for the 2025 MRE UNO Tournament T4.
This has been a presentation of MRE UNO Division 1.